Hey, good morning, everybody. How you all doing? This your boy Rob Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Oh yeah, y'all give me a second. Okay. All right, today is Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020. Right now, man, I'm not in a good mood. I'm gonna go ahead and do these two stories, man. But if y'all see the video that I just uploaded, one of my puppies, man, guess her and mama was playing, and they always roughhouse with each other, man. And yesterday, evidently, Chai she slipped out of her leash yesterday, and she went over there and started playing evidently with her puppy, man. And she wind up shit got a little too intense, I guess, and Chai wind up biting her, man, on her ear. Now my baby whole face swole, bruh. I'm gonna be real, man. No, I call them my babies because that's what my puppies are, man. They're my baby, bro. And man, I'm hoping she be alright, bro, because I gotta take her to a vet, and I don't even have them. Anyway, let me get on off into this news, bro. Man, I'm fucking drove behind this, bro. But anyway, man, we just gonna do a brief show because I gotta get out of here, man, and get up here and try to finish this house. But I'm drove behind this, man. My baby whole side of her head just swole, bro. It's draining pulse out of there, so I know it's crazy, man. But anyway, I'm not gonna let that stop what we doing here. Hey, if y'all come in, man, please hit the like button, man. I feel my dogs, they are my life, bro. Them puppies mean so much to me, bro. I mean, them $3,000-$4,000 puppies out there, man. And for her to attack, 'cause they always play with each other, man. They roughhouse a little bit, but yesterday that shit went way too fucking far, bro. But anyway, man, we got a lot more serious things to talk about. Let me go ahead and get this started, man, so that I can get ready to try to get out here and get up here to finish this paint job, man. Hoping I can get this whole house painted today, because I got it sanded and scraped and sanded and primed. Now I just got to go there and start with the trim first, and hopefully I can get the whole house done. It's a small house. But anyway, y'all pray for me, man, because right now I'm not in a good mood. We're going to go and start right here because there's an illness that children are being affected with. It's a COVID-related illness. And this story here we're going to start out with, y'all, is coming out of Yahoo News. One of your mainstream media sources. It's coming out of Yahoo. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me make sure. Yeah, just 1 second, man. Let me make sure these puppies are all right out here. Hold on a second. Y'all give me 1 second, man. I'm looking for my coffee. I gotta get my coffee up and I'll be right back, y'all. Give me 1 second. Chuck, you better not fucking touch her. Bad fucking dog, Chuck. Bad fucking dog. Bad dog. Y'all forgive me about that, man. I apologize. I gotta put my coffee on and get ready to do this. All right, let's go ahead and get started. This article is coming out of Yahoo News. A COVID-related illness is sickening a growing number of children in California. Man, ain't we tired of hearing about all these illnesses and new mysterious sicknesses coming up everywhere? But anyway, let's go. For several seconds, 8-year-old Axtelia Vasquez's heart stopped beating. The girl's parents had driven her to California's hospital, Los Angeles, driven her to Children's Hospital, Los Angeles in May when her temperature spiked and delirium sent her into a feverish sleep. She was placed in intensive care as specialists tended to inflammation around her heart and her arteries. Her mother watched helplessly from the hallway as doctors rushed to revive her youngest child. it would be a few more days before the girl regained full consciousness, and even longer before she was allowed to return to their Hawthorne home. It is just like a nightmare, Rosa Vasquez said about her daughter's 12-day hospitalization. There was a time where I thought she was going to die. Extalia, which means star in Nahuatl, whatever fucking nationality that is, was one of the first children in Los Angeles County to be diagnosed with multi-system inflammatory syndrome, a rare and potentially deadly illness known as MIS-C that infects children exposed to the coronavirus. 7 months later, at least 45 children in the county have been diagnosed with MIS-C, and one has died. Like the coronavirus, which has infected more than 1.85 million people in California, the majority of whom are Black and Latino. Let that sink in, y'all. Please hit that like button for us. MIS-C has also disproportionately affected Black and Latino children. In Los Angeles County, Latino children like Extalia account for 73% of reported cases, according to data from the Public Health Department. And across the country, Latino children make up 40% of these cases. The second largest group is Black children, who make up 36% of all cases, according to the most recent data from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The Mayo Clinic suggests that the difference in access to healthcare and the possibility of genetic risks may also play a factor in the disparity, but says that further studies are needed to determine why MIS-C affects Black and Latino children more often than others. In Extalia's case, it is possible the girl who turned 9 in July contracted the virus from her parents. Vasquez said that she and her husband were both ill in late March with what appeared to be COVID-19 symptoms, but the couple tested negative for the virus. Neither of their sons, ages 12 and 24, fell ill, nor did Vasquez's 68-year-old mother. Extalia, who was often by her mother's side, didn't show signs of the coronavirus until weeks later, when her eyes turned bloodshot and a fever pushed the girl to the point of delirium. Much is still unknown about MIS-C, including its long-term effects, whether some children are genetically predisposed to the illness, and if the case count might be higher. Researchers believe that some children diagnosed between January and May with Kowalski disease. Goddamn, man, they got plenty. I see somebody took their light back. Oh, well. We gonna keep going. That don't stop the show. But y'all, please, if y'all here watching, man, we only got four people watching. Please hit the like button so we can get more people to join in to the show. Let's go. Researchers believe that some children diagnosed between January and May with Kowalski disease, a rare inflammatory disease that affects about 5,500 children in the United States each year, might have actually had MIS-C instead. What is clear is that MIS-C cases are directly linked to a surge in COVID-19 infection, a correlation that doctors say should easily match up with a likely uptick around the holidays. Given the ongoing spike in coronavirus cases, in the last week, 7 additional children have been diagnosed with the syndrome across the state, according to the California Department of Public Health. With the number of coronavirus cases we're seeing in Los Angeles now, I do expect to see more children with MIS-C coming into the hospital in the next few weeks, said Dr. Jackie Shizumaza-Vokiza. We just gonna say Dr. Jackie. We can't pronounce your last name without tearing it up, Miss Jackie. So, a pediatric cardiologist at Children's Hospital in Los Angeles and one of Extalia's doctors. We're at a critical moment right now. The mysterious syndrome has killed at least 23 children in the U.S. and infected more than 1,280, counts that have grown by more than 125% since July, according to the Times analysis of data from the CDC. The data were last reported December 4th and will be updated next in January, the CDC said. MIS-C has been diagnosed in patients less than a year old and up to age 20. The majority are between 7 and 9 years old. In California, at least 152 children have fallen ill with MIS-C, according to the State Department of Public Health. One child whose age and name have not been released died of the illness this month. Health officials at Children's Hospital Los Angeles, where the patient was being treated, said the child had a complex pre-existing cardiac condition and died of complications tied to MIS-C. The death marks the first child fatality linked to the COVID-19 in the country, linked to COVID-19 in the country. The state's health department does not separate MIS-C death from COVID-19 fatality. Among California's more than 22,000 COVID-19 deaths, 3 have been children, 17 or younger, the state's data show. While the syndrome is where it can be serious and potentially deadly, typically children develop symptoms of MIS-C roughly 4 to 5 weeks after exposure to the coronavirus, which often goes undetected because most children are asymptomatic carriers. MIS-C symptoms include fever, pain in the abdomen and neck, vomiting, diarrhea, rash, red lips, bloodshot eyes, and exhaustion. Children have arrived at the hospital with a fever and have been discharged only to return days later in shock, doctors say. Others have been admitted with labored breathing and have been given oxygen or placed on a ventilator. A MIS-C diagnosis usually is made only after the child tests positive for COVID-19 antibodies. There are kids that are not sick enough to be admitted. Then there are children that go directly into shock with multi-organ failure, said Dr. Jane Burns, a professor and director of the Kowalski Disease Research Center at UC San Diego. We don't understand why the heart muscles basically pump poorly in these children, but that can be reversed very quickly with the right cocktail of inflammatory drugs. They can go from death's doorstep to in one day. A CDC report in August said that obesity was most commonly reported underlying medical condition among children with MIS-C. However, 2/3 of the children diagnosed at this time did not have pre-existing conditions, the report showed. And this article continues to go on, but we're going to stop it right there and just tell y'all, man, please pay attention to your children's health. Pay attention, of course, to your health, because if you're sick, how can you be there to help your children? Y'all give me 1 second. Let me go get this cup of coffee so I can get ready and finish this video and get out of here. Give me 1 second. Just 1 second, y'all. Apologize for that, man. Okay, I apologize, you all. Sorry about that. I know that was unprofessional, but we the ghetto version of the news, and we do shit like that. But ain't nothing like a good cup of coffee to start your day off. And I gotta hurry up and end this video because I gotta try to get out of here, man, and jump on the next bus. But again, to you all that have been watching, hey, love you, how you doing? Good morning to you, man. It's gonna be a blessed day for me. I claim that, but it started out bad because I just seen one of my puppies, man. Oh my God, her head is swole, and it's basically she's draining the pus. But anyway, just like my dogs, I feel about my son. I got a 10-year-old son. Believe it or not, my old ass got a 10-year-old son, and his health is the most important thing to me. And right now we're seeing that children are being affected with a lot more deadlier consequences from the diseases that they suffer that's COVID-19 related. So if any of you all got young children, please be careful with them. My suggestion is, I'm just be real. Do not let them go back to public schools. Please, if they're not doing virtual learning at your public school system, homeschool your kids. Do not let them go back into a public environment where we know they don't give a damn about our children's education in the public school system anyway. So if they don't give a damn about their education, which is the primary purpose of public schooling, do you think they give a damn about your children's health? Now, we're not saying that this child here, and the article does not say that this child here that suffered from this, what again, it's called MIS-C. Let me go back and give you the scientific name for it. The name is called multi-system inflammatory syndrome. Y'all be on the look. Did you hear about the college basketball star who passed out on the basketball court, was put in a coma, maybe due to corona? No, I didn't hear about that, Sister Powers. Glad you joined us this morning. And again, everybody that's here, please hit that like button for us so we can get this video up. Because a lot of people, man, I know my schedule will be erratic on doing these videos, but at least I'm trying to be consistent. Y'all notice I've been doing a video pretty much every day. And that's what we're going to do. I don't care what time I have to do it. But it'd be more professional and beneficial if I could come up with a particular time. That's one reason why I got to get this car fixed. But it don't look like that's going to happen, because the money that I'm going to make from finishing up painting this house, it looks like I got to take my baby girl, my pretty little girl, to the vet. And you know the vet here, it's going to cost you $75 up front just to walk in that motherfucker. Man, this is crazy. But anyway, let's go. But again, we're talking about this article where there's COVID-related illnesses that our children have to deal with, that a lot of adults don't have to deal with. This leads us to our second article, where remember how we've been telling you all about this new strain of COVID? And I'm going to be real. I know COVID-19 is real, and I know that people are getting sick and even dying. But I'm starting to think that a lot of this stuff is hype. Because you stop and think about it, more people are still dying from the flu than they are from COVID right now. Only difference is COVID is a new virus, which is the flu is somewhat of a virus. It is a virus. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not sure. Love you say you still don't believe. It's real, Miss Love you, because my brother was diagnosed with it. He spent almost 2 weeks in the hospital. Yeah, and I had a cousin who spent almost a month in the hospital. I know quite a few people who have been diagnosed with it. Believe it or not, a lot of us have already contracted COVID-19 and didn't even know it. Earlier this year, you had a real severe case of the flu. You was like, man, the flu ain't never had me feeling this bad. That most likely was COVID. But a lot of us are walking around, we shook it off. Because see, like in the story we just mentioned, you got to understand one reason why it's affecting black folks and Latinos more than anybody else, COVID is because of our lifestyles. Just keeping this shit real. Pre-existing conditions in our lifestyle allows this virus to affect us at a far more rate, where we see more deaths and seriousness in the illness in blacks and Latinos. A lot of it got to do with, we already got high blood pressure, obesity, kidney disease, all these things that's already common in the black and Latino community, but especially the black community, are putting our people at greater risk than other races of people. Yeah, a lot of this shit got to do with your lifestyle. Your health, your health before you contact the virus. Now, I'm gonna be real. My brother is a miracle because he has high blood pressure, kidney disease. He just beat cancer. He's overweight. And he went in there, got it, and he shook back. But he's telling me while he's there, because we wasn't allowed to go in there and see it, how people are dying all around him. Yeah, so it is a real disease, and it's very serious. You see what I'm saying? Which leads us to this next story. Y'all give me a second. Remember that new strain of virus, COVID, that I've been telling y'all about? For what? Almost a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now? Well, guess what? We thought that it was basically over in Europe, and it was a unique phenomenon over there in Europe. But they're actually saying that the virus that the new strain of COVID, the one that spreads 70 times faster, is already here in the United States and possibly started here in the United States. We're going to read this article. Again, this is coming from Yahoo News. Again, y'all give me a second. I'm going to read this article, then we're going to talk briefly about how we need to get on these politicians. All right, this article is coming out of Yahoo News. Scientists scramble to access mutated coronavirus. As dozens of countries block the flow of people and goods from Britain to avoid a new and more contagious strain of the coronavirus, scientists race to understand how it emerged and the scope of its threat. Here are some of the key questions they are asking and the answers that have emerged so far. How often do viruses mutate? All the time. And even an ignorant, uneducated type person like me knows that a virus is a living organism, and it has to adapt to its environment in order to survive. Hence, mutate. It has to mutate in order to survive. Well, I'm going to read your comment again in just a second, Ms. Love You. How often do viruses mutate? All the time, but some viruses do it more than others. A 2-dose vaccine against measles, for example, can last a lifetime, whereas a cocktail of flu shots changes every year to keep up with the genetic shape-shifting. Wow, that's crazy. Coronaviruses are somewhere in between, and are the one that has ravaged the globe this year, known as SARS-CoV-2, is no exception. Viruses constantly change through mutation, and the emergence of a new variant is an expected occurrence and not in itself a cause for concern, the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control said Sunday in a threat assessment report of the new strain. As for the pathogen that causes COVID-19, even by March, there were 8 major lineages that were all segregated. Susan Hopkins, a senior lecturer in infectious disease at Imperial College London, told journalists in a Zoom press conference Monday. The more critical question is where in the virus such mutations occur, and whether they will make it more infectious and or deadly. Before the emergence in Britain of the more contagious strain, other genetic variations were mostly benign. But remember, I've been telling you all for the last 4 or 5 months now how the COVID-19 strain, the original strain that we were originally told about, has been mutating over 30, 40 times. A lot of people, as usual, say, man, he crazy. He's a conspiracy theorist. But here's your scientist telling you and confirming to you what I have been blessed with the insight to tell you almost 4 or 5 months ago. Why is it always so? Why do they call people conspiracy theorists? Because those of us who are labeled as conspiracy theorists ask fucking questions. We don't just take what is being told to us. Now, you gotta admit, some of these people who are conspiracy theorists are way the fuck out there. They are the tinfoil hat. But when you simply ask questions about that which you are being told, you're only being a responsible adult. Ain't nothing being a conspiracy theorist about that. You want to know where the term conspiracy theorist came from? It came from your FBI, your CIA, and other alphabet organizations in your government to label and discredit anybody who challenges the official narrative that the government wants to put out. One reason why it's YouTube, because like I just seen Brother Joshua came in and told me that YouTube unsubscribed him. He just got back onto the page. I guess he was trying to figure out why he wasn't seeing my videos. It's because YouTube do not want you all to hear people such as myself who are going to make you ask questions about what you are being told. Your tinfoil cap is fitted. You got one of them fitted, the ones that got the straps in the back on. Me too. They got one that's permanent. That shit, mine is permanent. It won't even fucking come off my head. But I'm gonna just be real. The term conspiracy theory was actually created by the FBI to basically try to discredit anybody who challenges the official narrative that is being given to us by the mainstream media, which is controlled by your CIA, your NSA, your FBI, Department of Homeland Security. All these folks control your news media. You know how I know? I used to work for one of the NBC affiliate here in Shreveport. And that, my time at that news station showed me a lot. Do you all realize in your national news, a lot of time when they have certain stories, do y'all realize sometimes they have generals sitting there in the meeting, especially when they're talking about these illegal foreign wars, they will have a general sitting there watching those reporters as they read a script, making sure they do not stray from that script in order to seduce, deceive, and lie to you into sending your children over there to these foreign wars. Yeah, this is how real the shit is, bruh. You are a victim of what they call Operation Mockingbird, and I got to do a video on that so you can understand. Local affiliates just spread the narrative. Exactly. If you pay attention, I'm going to show y'all, this is an easy experiment that you all can do. Go back and record your mainstream media, like right now in America. If you don't have cable, you can always still access ABC, CBS, and NBC. Record all three of those media outlets at your 5:30 news, because we get it here in Shreveport at 5:30. On the East Coast, I guess it'll be 6:30. But we all get the nightly news from ABC, CBS, NBC. Record those three and watch how the exact same speech, narrative, and delivery is given. They're going to tell you the exact same thing with the exact language that each other is using. You know why that is so? Because your news is scripted on a daily basis and then given to you as propaganda. Yes, this is why you have the real news. This is why this channel, even though we're struggling, this is why this channel is surviving. Because people are tired of being lied to. And one reason they hate people like me, going back to the conspiracy theorists, is they can no longer lie to you. Because you have somebody here that questions everything. You know, I always used to teach my son, always ask questions, son. And right now, I'll be like, sometimes, stop asking so many goddamn questions, son. But even my son knows to question everything that he's being told. And this is why they hate this channel. The reason why they keep unsubscribing so many of our subscribers. They do not want you to ask questions. They want you to just sit back and say, well, that lady with the big titties on the news said, she is real pretty though, ain't she? But that lady with the big titties on the news said that this is such and such is gonna happen. This is what they want. Most national anchors are CIA. Boy, you got a big brain on you, Brother Jason. But that's the truth, man. CIA infiltrated your nightly news under Operation Mockingbird. Pretty much 95% of your so-called journalists are CIA operatives. And their job is not to tell you the news, but to put out the propaganda that these controlling entities, be it the government or corporations, want to get out. That's why you have the real news behind the news. And that's why this channel ain't going nowhere. Though YouTube tried to suppress us, and they're doing a good job because they literally take it upon themselves to unsubscribe my members. Y'all, and to you new people think I'm lying, how many of you all who are actually been following us for a while has been unsubscribed from this channel? Again, my brother Joshua, well, now he's a friend of mine in real life. We grew up on the Cooper Road. He just came back and said yesterday, if you go look at the last video I did, in his comment, he said that YouTube unsubscribed him. This is why my channel struggles. This is why they won't let me get enough viewers where I can get monetize this channel, and I wouldn't have to be begging through the fucking Cash App. Yeah, you got, long as you are out there perpetuating mindless, mind-numbing, dumbass entertainment, YouTube has no problem, because they want you seduced. They want you bewitched, thinking about entertainment, being entertained. But they don't want shit like this, what we're talking about. Now think about this. The mainstream media cannot lie to us no more about this so-called new strain, because I've been telling you about it. Insignificant Negro like me has been telling you about this new strain for what, almost 2 weeks now? And here it is. It has gotten out to the point where even the mainstream media has to admit. But when you read their stories, listen to how they use propaganda. Let me finish. Let me finish. Y'all give me a second. Again, ain't nothing like a good cup of coffee. I'm still tripping, man. Right now, I can't really focus because my dog out there, man. Her whole side of her head is swole, bro. Please, y'all pray for me and my puppy. I know it's crazy to ask y'all to pray for a puppy, but I cannot afford no motherfucking trip to the vet, bro. And it looks like she's going to have to go to the vet. If I come back home this evening and her shit is swollen even more, the money that I was going to take for my car, I got to take for my baby. Because that, like Brother Jason say, my puppies are my babies. Right now, I'm a lonely ass man, y'all. And the only thing I have are those puppies. But anyway, let me read this. And I thanks to the neighbor for giving me a couple of these cigarettes, even though I need to smoke. I'm going to stop smoking tomorrow. The more critical question is where in the virus such mutations occur, and whether they will make it more infectious or deadly. Before the emergence in Britain of this more contagious strain, other genetic variations were mostly benign. How is that the new strain changed? Whether a variant of SARS-CoV-2 finds the host to infect is significantly determined by the interference between the virus and so-called spike protein and a specific receptor on the surface of the many human cells known as ACE2. The easier it is for the virus to latch onto the receptor, the more likely it is infection will follow. The new mutation known as 501Y variant may have changed in ways that enhances its chances of successful docking. There are usually really unusual clusters of mutations associated with this variant. 22 coding changes across the whole virus genome. So that means there's 22 different features in this version of the COVID virus than the previous one, the one that they're shooting people up with this vaccination now, which guarantees you, come on, let's just use common logic. That means, hey, good morning, Miss Kimberly, thank you for joining us. That means this virus has changed so much since March that this vaccine that they're trying to force upon everybody is already obsolete. Think about it. They rushed over 9 months to get a vaccination for the original COVID-19 strain. And this virus has mutated again. I tried to explain to y'all yesterday. Matter of fact, let's take this. This plunger, see the round part of this. It has little spikes that comes up all around it like this. This is what the virus look like. When y'all see that virus, see those little spikes on it? That's what it uses to attach itself to normal, healthy cells. But this strain of the COVID virus does not have the same genetic spike or protein spike configuration as the previous one, meaning that vaccine, which is nothing more than dead coronavirus COVID-19 cells, and they shoot it into your body is not going to recognize this new strain of the virus because the protein spikes, the way that it attaches itself to your healthy cells is totally different. Here it's saying there's 22 coding changes, meaning this virus has 22 new specific and distinct features that make it totally different from the COVID-19 that our mother and our fathers are used to. Anyway, there's a really unusual cluster of mutations associated with this variant. 22 coding changes across the whole virus genome, said Wendy Barkley, head of the Department of Infectious Diseases at Imperial College London, and a member of NERVTAG, NERVTAG, a group of scientists advising the British government on the threat posed by emerging respiratory diseases. Mutations observed in the spike protein, she told journalists, would make it easier for the virus to re-enter cells and could biologically explain an increase in transmission. Bits of the missing genetic code in the other regions compared with the previous generation of SARS-CoV-2, from which 501Y emerged. Goddamn, that's too many letters and numbers to be dealing with one virus, don't y'all think? Could also boost its ability to spread, she said. How much more infectious? In announcing the more stringent lockdown measures over the Christmas holiday, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said on Saturday the new virus strain may be up to 70% more transmissible than the original version of the disease. Remember just all last week, I was telling y'all they were saying that 50%. Now they themselves have upped it and saying that it's 70% more likely to be transferable than the previous strain of COVID. And again, we're not doing this here to cause panic, but we think that this is important for you to know because they're trying to push a vaccine on you for a strain of COVID that's basically, null and void right now. I heard some people say they're saying upwards to 80 to 90%, Sister Kimberly. And guess what? How many people was telling y'all this time last week? Nobody. Nobody in your news. Nobody was saying anything about that. Y'all excuse me, man. I smoke cigarettes from time to time when I can afford them. And anyway, I need to quit because smoking is also one of the things that, one of the high-risk factors that we as black people are subject to when it comes to these viruses. And I know I need to quit. It's been easy to quit when you're broke anyway. The assessment was based on preliminary data sequenced from virus genomes gathered from London and parts. Goddamn, I gotta get out of here. And parts of Southeast England. In early November, scientists found a new variant was responsible for just over a quarter of infections in these areas. By the week ending in December 9th, it accounted for more than 60% of all new cases. Since Johnson's shock announcement, which triggered commercial flight bans and border closing, scientists in Britain have crunched even more data. We now have a high confidence that this variant does have a transmission advantage over other variants that are currently in the UK, said Peter Horby, a professor of emerging infectious diseases at the University of Oxford, a chair of NERVTAG. The latest calculations, he added, suggest 501Y is 50 to 70% more infectious. Another indicator of its liability to spread is variant's reproductive number, or R rate, the average number of new cases generated by a single infected person. Anything above 1.0 means the virus is continuing to find new hosts and expanding across the community, county, or country. Even during the recent lockdown in England, this virus had an R number that was about 0.04 larger than the non-variant strains, said Neil Ferguson, director of the MRC Center for Global and Infectious Disease Analysis and a member of NERVTAG. The non-variant strain had an R number of about 0.8, but this variant had a R number of 1.2 or even higher. We're not going to go into far, but this article also goes on to tell us that this strain of this virus possibly started in the United States. Matter of fact, let's see if I can give you all a link to this article real quick. I'm gonna give you all a link to this article. It will not let me do it. Smoking weed and cigarettes are your vaccine, Brother Jason. I heard you on that. I mean, shit, I can't smoke no weed because I definitely can't afford it. Definitely can't afford cigarettes, but when I do have them, yeah, they calm me down. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and end this video, y'all, because I really got to get out here and get on this damn bus to get up here and finish this job. Hopefully, I can have it finished today. So I can, well, no, I won't have it finished today because I got to do the trim paint, then I got to come back and paint. Plus, I got to caulk up a lot of holes. When I paint a house, I do it right, y'all. I do it perfectly. I sand and scrape it. So if you all here in Shreveport and you all need your house pretty, wait till I post the pictures of this house that I'm doing up here. Because I take it down to the original wood as best as I can. I caulk up all your holes, even put putty in the wood where there's holes and shit. I'm talking about perfect job. Y'all gonna be surprised when you see this house from start to finish. But anyway, they're saying that this virus actually started here in the United States. I'm trying to see where I can put the link. Matter of fact, I know how I can do this. I know exactly how I can do this. We're gonna go through here and do this. Y'all give me a second. I'm finna post a link to this article in the comment section here. And you all be able to go directly to the article and read it. Man, you know what? I've been doing this shit all this time. I could have easily just started putting the article. Now, what you got to do if you're doing it on a computer or whatever, copy and paste it. Give the cup a pup a half ibuprofen to children if you have it. I don't even have that, Brother Jason. I don't have no ibuprofen or nothing to give her. Oh, no, I missed the whole thing. I have to catch the replay. Hey, Miss Mary, how you doing? Well, you ain't missed too much, Miss Mary. I just posted the article, the link to the article that I was talking about. Basically, what we was talking about is how this new virus strain is spreading up to 90% faster than the old strain. And at the same time, they're saying that it probably started here in America, which could explain the recent spike in cases here in the United States. We're not going to hear about it in the mainstream media here, because here in the mainstream media, they still trying to figure out ways they can open back up the government and the economy. And I'm like, trying to figure out how the fuck do you shut down or close a government and economy? So right now, with the second round of stimulus, they're hoping that we get out and go into these stores and spend that money. That's one of the main reasons why they give you the stimulus, which is a novel idea. But the whole thing is not about trying to give you any kind of relief, which is going to lead us into our last story before I go, because I have to talk about this. It's not going to give you no kind of relief because, again, like I said yesterday, what the hell is $600 going to do for the average American whose rent or mortgage is $800 a month? And they're behind, in some cases, 4 to 5 months on their rent and mortgage. Most people with a family of 4 are going to spend almost $600 a month just on food. Some of us, in some places, our electric bill and our heating costs is $300-400 a month. So you mean to tell me that these politicians whose salary you and I pay, all they can give us is $600 of the money that we gave to them in the form of taxes? You know what we all should do? Eviction, that we're going to put all these people, where are they going to put? Well, one good thing in this new stimulus package, who's that, Sister Kimberly, is that they're going to extend a moratorium on evictions, meaning you can't be kicked out of your house up until the last part of January. It's set to expire. The one that Trump himself had to initiate. It was set to expire the 31st. And I'm going to tell y'all some real game. I know a lot of black people ain't going to like to hear this, but y'all going to hate the day that Trump leaves office. Do y'all realize Trump was the only president in our modern history that was actually fighting against this thing that everybody know as the New World Order? When he was talking about America first, in a sense, he was talking about the anti-push for a globalistic society. People are going to hate today. And I'm not a Trump supporter, but I do understand the reality of what this man was doing. He was the one that was fighting against this thing that we all call the New World Order, who George Bush himself mentioned in a video, public video addressed to the American people. Love you, say she put that. I knew you would put that stick up there. Love you, Trump. Love Trump. I'm not gonna say I love him. I'm not gonna say I hate him, but I am gonna tell you the truth. You're gonna hate the day that Donald Trump leaves office, because if you look at what Joe Biden is doing and the people who he is surrounding himself with in his cabinet, they're mostly people in favor of big banks and war. You're gonna hate the day that Trump left office, bruh, because he was the one that was fighting against the New World Order. That's why they rigged that election against him. And again, this is coming from somebody who's not did not vote for Trump, neither time, does not really agree with Trump on a lot of things. But I understand the truth, and the truth is what it is. You're gonna hate the day that Trump leaves this office, bro. For real. But at the same time, let's go back briefly real quick, because I got to get out of here. What we should do as American people is start a movement. And if I can start this push, if y'all get behind me, I'll be the face of the movement. But what we should do this year coming up, no one in America should pay any taxes. Deliberately not pay no taxes. None of the federal taxes that they say you owe. At the end of this year, when you file your taxes, say fuck it. Because guess what? It's not a crime not to pay your taxes. It's a crime not to file your taxes. You can file the taxes, but tell them fuck that. We're not giving you anything till you give us something. How many of y'all willing to do that? Willing to stand up against your government? Because do you realize, I forget what amendment to the Constitution, it is illegal literally for them to tax you on your income, on your work, the work that you do. It's illegal for them to tax you on that, man. All your taxes are supposed to come from like your stock investments, your inheritances and shit like that. It is really illegal for them to tax you on your income, bruh. So we all should say, we're not paying your $200,000 salary while we're around here facing evictions. We're not paying your $200,000 salary when we're losing jobs every day. We're not paying anything for you all to take $500 billion or close to $1 trillion to further perpetuate illegal wars overseas. We're not finna give you nothing from Jump Street, dead serious, to give to fucking Israel, who gets $10 million a week from our government, our tax money. We giving it to them fucks over there in Israel. Not the people of Israel. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the Israeli government. Good morning, L Street Collectible. Why the hell are we giving Israel $10 million a week? When people here are standing in food lines, they're stretching for miles now. But yet and still, y'all do the research. We give the country of Israel $10 million a week, and they're continuing to suppress the Palestinians. Black people here that's watching this show, if you don't understand what the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians, you will never have a clue why we are being treated the way we are. And then they say that they're God's people. If those are God's people, that's the reason why I don't believe in that version of God. Because the Israeli government is the most oppressive and apartheid state in modern history, y'all. They're way worse than South Africa was. And we give them $10 million a week so that they can build weapons, test them on the Palestinians, and then sell the knowledge and the technology to our police here in America. This is why we are treated the way we are as black people. The Israelis practice on the Palestinians, and the techniques and tactics that they perfect in suppressing the Palestinians, Your police departments throughout America go to Israel and get that same training, and they bring it back here to America. That shit with the knee to the neck of George Floyd, where do you think they learned that shit from? The IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, God's chosen people. So yeah, now, what we should do is we should come together and say, hell no, not anymore. We're not even paying y'all salary. If everybody in America stopped paying taxes, did not say pay taxes, and in one movement came together and say, we're not paying taxes. I wonder why your platform is being suppressed. Stop telling the truth. Yeah, the truth is what it is, man. I mean, though they suppress me, God is still going to find some way to exalt this channel, not me. I'm a piece of shit, man. I'm gonna just be real. I'm a 50-year-old single parent, well, a father of a 10-year-old piece of shit, single, and all I got is 3 dogs, and none of us are eating. I'm a piece of shit. Got 3 degrees, 4, 5 certifications, and I'm a piece of shit. 3-time convicted fella who just beat a life sentence, and they want to suppress my channel? Why is that? Ask yourself, out of all that bad shit I just told you about me, why is it that they suppress my channel? They don't want y'all to hear this. Someone in my family is having panic attacks from all this. Exactly. It's overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. But anyway, y'all, I got to really end this video. Just like I did yesterday, I'm going to come back with another video this evening. Man, I thank y'all for y'all love and support. All the likes, shares, and all that. Even those of you all who hit the cash tag. We had somebody yesterday that donated $4 and say, I'm sorry, this is all I can donate. Do you realize how much that $4 means to this channel? So no, if you can't donate but $2, no, don't ever think that it's too little to donate. Man, we are grateful for every penny that we get. So to the subscriber who say that this is all I got, I'm sorry. No, do not apologize. That $4 was more than to me, because if nothing else, that $4 is another day that I can eat, or my puppies can eat. Or I might have to go, like say, get some ibuprofen and some Neosporin. That $4 helps. And believe it or not, shit like that, me getting ibuprofen and Neosporin for my puppy, it actually helps this show, because it takes my mind off the stress of having to figure out how I'm going to do this shit, bro. So, yeah, thanks again very much, and you love to stay safe. Yes, ma'am, we're going to stay safe, and you do the same. But I got to get out of here, y'all, and get on this next bus. And again, that's fucking dilemma. It's like every time I try to do something good or look like something happening good, boom. Because I was going to take this money and that I get when I finish this house, hopefully it won't be today, but by Thursday, because it's going to rain tomorrow, and get my car out. Now, I might have to put that car on hold. If my baby, if that infection gets worse, I got to take my dog to the vet. A lot of people, I used to be one of the people like, man, ain't no way in the fuck I'll go spend that money on a dog. But when you love your puppies, your pets become like your family. In a lot of cases, your pets will be more loyal to you than your family. All you gotta do is feed a dog, and show it a little love. That dog will die for you. How many in your family? How many people in your family can you say the same about that? So again, we thank y'all, man. Please make sure that you are subscribed, because again, Brother Yashua came and said that YouTube unsubscribed him. He had to figure out why, and he was unsubscribed by YouTube. All right. So y'all do that. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and if you can, hit the cash tag. Let me type the cash tag in. Y'all notice I ain't putting the cash tag in the title no more, because it make me feel like I'm begging. But again, all right, here we go. Y'all gotta excuse me. I type like about 20 words per day. I mean, my typing was never. Oh shit! And I sent the wrong thing. It didn't go. Let me do it like this. Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna end this video. All right, boom. That's cash tag. Please make sure you subscribe, man, at all times. Keep yourself protected at all times. Make sure you subscribe. The real cash tag is the one that ends in 3, the real news 3. But please share these videos. We've gotten 10 new subscribers in the last 6 days. And though YouTube, though they slayed me, I was truly praise you, oh great creator. We're going to come back this evening with a little bit more news. But until then, y'all be blessed, man. I got to get out here and try to catch this bus, man. I hope y'all have a wonderfully blessed and prosperous day.